on the
Like you're healthy.
yeah, I'm homeless and apparently broke, so you know. Yeah, what's up? Uh, yeah, I'm just sending this thing to Zach so he can join. Okay, cool, Mahmoud. And our questions, let's go with JT. Talk to me.
Great. I also had a sales call, but can wait.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy to do a double. If Mohammed's
Okay,
isn't bad, we'll go through all of it. But if it's shit, we'll cut it off and then go into yours.
awesome.
No, can't lie,
Uh,
man's good, you know. It's like one of my best sales schools.
Did you close?
No, he didn't want to pay upfront fee, but I got like good pay.
It's one of the best things you didn't close.
No, but like obviously
Not
I've
very
closed a deal, but
good.
that was shit. But like this one, I pulled like in the pain wise, I pulled out good pain from him in terms of that,
That's like
you
saying that
know.
your chat was good with the gal, but you didn't get that number, did you? What was
Yeah.
the best you had? Uh, so
Whatever,
funny.
bro.
Yeah, hey Ismail. So I was going over some of the offers. I was looking at other competitors and whatnot, and I just wanted to ask, like, how far is too far? Because when I was coming up with some of the things that they would find valuable and what they would probably like and what other competitors are doing, some of it, I don't know if it's too outlandish. Like some of it could be, when you was referring to the photography, some of them was like personalized brochures. We do drone footages. They do events managing, this and this and this. Like it's getting a bit
Yeah.
too far away from.
And then your ass is going there with a hi guys, I want some Facebook ads for you guys, and we'll get great brand awareness. Welcome to the market.
Okay, so it's like just go full fledged.
Honestly, due to my unfamiliarity in it, I would generally say hop onto some sales calls as a representative, right? Generally, just go in saying I'm the PE teacher at this school, right?
Okay,
And they put me in charge of this budget. I'm not really sure what's happening. Can you break it down for me,
okay,
right? But
yeah,
just tell
yeah.
them you're PE teacher, and then just explain everything for you.
Okay. And in terms of also the market, because in schools it can be quite general. Like I know in specific for, let's say, nurseries, the main thing for nurseries is just bringing as many of the children in as possible because they actually make money from them. But in terms of actual secondary schools, it's more about brand awareness, you know?
No, that makes no sense. A school is a business. You do know this.
Yeah, but I think in nurseries, it's like there's direct proportion between the amount of kids that they have and the money they make because they charge per child.
And how do they charge in fucking secondary school? Per limb?
I mean, I get they get like state funding per child,
So who pays it?
taxpayers, no?
So do they want any poor people to come in?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think
No,
they
no,
just
no.
won't come
Let's say
in.
example, you go into state school. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
believe you just apply to the government? Hi, I need state school. Please pick a school for me.
Oh no. I mean, it's weighed based on location.
And you're being a bit silly. There's multiple schools per location. People are able to travel to and from school.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no difference. Like a school wants max occupancy. There was once
Okay.
a school that started, and on the first day, they had one student they had to shut down.
Hmm.
Right? They want max occupancy and a lot of people in. And you also have to understand they want as many people in as possible so that they can select from all the people that are coming in who gets in, which elevates the school in the rankings.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But at the end of the day, just more people through the door, whether it's for rankings, whether it's for money, whatever it may be.
Okay. Yeah.
But does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Adrian,
Can you quickly review the last of my cold calling script? You fixed some parts of the intro earlier, but I just want you to look at the middle section.
I'll just put it in the chat.
Sure.
Pedro.
So I had a sales call today, and like one thing that I'm noticing a lot is that a lot their biggest issue is like getting them to pay the upfront fee. Like I'm like, and even when they don't say when they say like I don't have the money, blah blah, I still try to like get out of it and just be like, okay, How much do you have? How much can you afford to spend just to get the payment today, or in that call to try to close the call or try to close the deal? But it seems like I don't know if I'm not building enough trust with them because they're the thing that I'm hearing is I had someone work for me. They did that. It was shit, and now they're like,
Yes. It's because you remind them of the shit.
okay,
Like, not in a bad way. Like, I will happily review your sales call and then ask you by the end, would you have paid yourself?
I don't think I did bad. Honestly,
That's
like
what
I was gonna ask you to review it, but the fucking audio of the guy didn't catch on the thing. But all my audio was you can hear all my audio, and it was. I don't
okay.
think I necessarily did bad, but
Okay. Let's see how many sales call reviews we can get done today. Right. If we can bang out 3, we'll bang out 3. Yeah. So, but let's be quick with the questions. Adrian,
We're never putting price on the presentations, right?
what price on the presentation if you're unfamiliar with pricing, and unfamiliar with sales? Once you have a good understanding of pricing and the fluctuation of pricing depending on who you're speaking to and the market that you were in, then you can remove pricing.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Claudio,
So in the dental niche, what do I need to do about being HIPAA compliant? Is it just about following certain rules, or
I thought
is it
that.
something else?
No, it's basically it's data protection.
So what do I have to do? Do I have to do anything, or do I have to just?
If I was you, I would literally just say we're HIPAA compliant,
Oh,
or
okay,
you can
cool.
just apply for HIPAA compliance. I think you just have to pay a certain amount of money. It's not that deep. You have to pay a certain amount of money. You can charge your client for that money. You can add that on top, or you can just tell them, or you can tell them that you do it and you don't do it and you charge them anyway.
Okay, cool.
Those are your 4 options.
See, thank you.
Oh, Vero.
Do you have any document or something for the question on negative report?
There's a lot of videos on negative report.
Yeah, I know. I have seen it, but do you have any doc like with the questions?
No, because it's so circumstantial. How you say it is so important depending on who you say it to, right? And how far do you go, right? You can hit a point where you've collected everything on the negative report and you need to move on, but you've got a list of more questions to ask that you shouldn't be asking.
Okay.
So no,
And
there won't be a gun. But we practice negative report on these calls.
got it. And I have another question. I did a sales call, and was this girl? She was from West Virginia, and she didn't have any problem there, but she was going to move to Florida, and in there she did. I mean, she need my service. So how would you frame that call?
Sorry, I got a team of a bloody snoring. Sorry, what did you say?
Hold on. It has been hard for me to speak it, huh? Let me say again. So
Yeah.
the girl was working in West Virginia, okay, and in there
One
she
in
didn't
this.
need any work,
Yeah.
anything, but she was going to move in 3 months to Florida, and in
Yep.
there she did need help.
Yes.
How
So
would
you
you
asked
frame the call?
So I would have structured that call. Let us come in West Virginia, where you're born and raised, and then let us show you how good we are, and then we can kick it off in your new location. So you are familiar with how we work, and you know that we're good. Because the last thing you want is go into a new location and you don't have everything set up and you don't have a reliable partner.
Okay, yeah,
Nice and simple.
like it. Thank you.
Wonderful. So let's just do this quick thing with Adrian, and then we're gonna go on to Mehmet's amazing sales. I hope it's good.
No, it's
You are
good.
a
It's good.
representative. Yeah, you're a representative of our people. You're more confident than I am, but yeah. So Adrian said it's part of the process. It's a very simple process. The first step is we do our own lead gen online. And I know online leads are shit. I wouldn't say I know, I say we know online leads are shit. like really bad. So our second step is to pre-qualify every single lead that comes through before. I would shorten this. It's all good, but I would shorten it. So the first step is we do our own lead gen in-house. And as you know, lead generation online is terrible. Realistically, from per 100 people, we will call them all and 5 will be qualified. From the 5 that will be qualified, we'll send about 3 of them over to you because the criteria matches, right? So fundamentally, our job is to shift through shit and send you gold. And that's why we're really good, because we only send the gold. So on and so forth. And you then want to say, but look, at the end of the day, it's not about how good I say that I am. It's how I show you. No, scratch that. I don't want to tell you how good I am. I want to show you how good I am. Right? So that's why I'm not trying to sell you anything. 15 minutes of your time, I want to show you how good I am. And then you can decide, you're going to tell me to go get fucked, or we can get started working together. I know which one I'm putting my money on. But it's good, just you can shorten so much of it.
Thank you.
Cool. Alvaro?
Yeah, this is quick. So would you say that question, no, the question, no, the statement on the presentation, what would you say?
Which statement?
What you have told me about the girl.
It's not on the presentation because it's customized to her. Literally, at the end of the call, I would make her that offer.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, I would make it. It's not necessarily a no-brainer offer, but it is a commonsensical offer to make. And it's a decision that she should make unless she has other partners that are reliable. Because you have to explain, like, you can push the fact that she won't have referrals in this new location like she has now. She doesn't have the client base. She has to build that all up. And rather than hitting the ground when you're working with her over there and maybe it doesn't go well, you want to show her how good you are right now so she can really trust your process, get acclimatized, get clients day one.
And also the negative report, you will focus on Florida, right?
I wouldn't do negative report because she has a fully functional business in another location.
Mm.
What you're
Okay.
gonna tell her? But why don't you have any clients in the non-existent location? Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, from what I understand, she's an intellectual buyer. This guy looks like an actor who is a crackhead. Phew. So,
So Billy, obviously, basically, I'm gonna get straight to it.
what the fuck was that? 6 seconds in, what the fuck was that?
So Billy,
Obviously,
basically, I'm gonna get straight to it.
what the fuck was that? So Billy, obviously, basically, I'm gonna get right. Yeah, terrible start.
Today to basically discuss growing your business by
You said basically twice. Don't do that.
more money and ultimately basically making you basically discuss growing your business by getting you more money and ultimately what's called. So Billy, obviously, basically, I'm gonna get straight to it. We're on this call today to basically discuss growing your business by getting you more money and ultimately basically making you more money, correct?
You're a fucking retard. This is a terrible way to start a call. You are acting. It's like a man like just offering everything to a woman from the get-go. So I'm gonna do all of this for you. I'll cover this. I'll buy this. I'll do this. I'll do that. That's the whole point of a relationship, isn't it? You might as well offer him a blowjob on the weekend as well. Right? It's like an extra company perk when you work with us. Mehmet will come in a van and give you sloppy toppy. Remember that hot pure? That's I don't tiki-toki.
We'll say. No, that's the aim. That's the aim. So how this put
The second that you say that's the aim, you say that it is not tangible. It is something that you're going to make a target for, something that is not necessarily a go-to thing that you will always do. It's just where you want to be, right? So you've overpromised and now you're saying we'll do really hard to get there, rather than saying, William, I do this a lot. It's how it works. You can decide afterwards.
schools are gonna work. I'm gonna ask you a few questions about your business so I can get a full understanding of where you're at right now and where you wanted to go to.
Your frame is also really bad, right? What I mean by that is you're like you're leaning forward, right? Like I pause right here. You look like one of those fuck boys that are going like this, right? Doesn't work well. You need to be shoulders back. You need to be relaxed, right? You don't care about winning his business. You're not there trying to suck him off, right? You have a service. He has a problem. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just a little bit of business.
All right.
From there, I'll show you a system. Well, I will see
I do believe it's an intellectual buyer, but I could be horribly wrong.
if we're a good fit for each
No,
other.
definitely not.
And from there,
Am I wrong?
No, yeah, you're wrong.
I'll show you a system if you are a good fit. And then you can ask me any questions you have throughout the whole process. Then, well, I will see if we're a good fit for each other. And then from there, I'll show you a system if you are a good fit. And then you can ask me any questions you have throughout the whole process. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Perfect. So, if you don't mind breaking it down for me, like, I'm guessing obviously you're on the school to the
What the fuck? Why are you over speaking? You literally
don't know,
over shit.
throughout the whole process. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Perfect. So,
So first 40 seconds were a waste of everyone's life.
if you don't mind breaking it down for me,
If you don't mind breaking it down for me,
like,
like
I'm guessing obviously you're
I'm guessing, like obviously
on the
you're
school to discuss growing your business, but
already covered.
what actually made you open the school with me today?
First question: what got you to hop onto a call with me today?
Yeah.
Nice and simple. No fucking time wasting. I want answers. I want answers. Give me answers.
Why I can help within your business. Essentially.
What is, look at how you act. Look at your demeanor as you do that. Right? How tall are you?
6'2".
Yeah, there we go. How did I know you were tall? This is the behavior of tall people. Right? Look at you. You're not acting like a
Now
Goliath.
for me, like I'm guessing obviously you're on the school to discuss growing your business, but what actually made you open the school with me today, and why I can help with you?
What can I help in your business? Yes. I'm taking the piss, but it's very bad for framing because it really looks
Yeah.
like you want his business.
Okay.
Your business essentially.
Well, I mean,
You also add, like, essentially, it's not a necessary word to add into your sentence.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always open to seeing what's out there and seeing what can help efficiency for me and potentially save me time and make me the same or more money.
Did you just turn on the light so that you look better? You're
I don't know.
idiot. Shave your head. You're an idiot.
So,
how you look does not matter. It's what comes out your
No.
mouth.
I think it was just like because of the camera angle or something like the light and all. I don't know.
I mean, I know it's not a great answer, but I'm always open to seeing what options are out there. I think I do fairly well as it is right now, but if I ever decide to build the company and harvest leads and share leads with agents that I'm mentoring or managing or supervising, this could be one option.
Yeah, okay, I take it back. I just remembered you're in real estate. This guy's broke.
For that potential.
What he said right now is horrible. Right? I would have straight away. I'm rebutting. I'm objection handling him right now because he's talking about stuff in the future. He's decided to distance himself from this call right now. I'm here to see if we can work with you, and you're saying you want available options just in case you decide to do shit in the future. Right? Why are you wasting time? Go do shit and then be in a position to decide.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just one avenue that this could go. I guess it just depends on exactly what this would lead to.
Okay. Also, you don't have like a team now, but potentially it could lead to a team.
I mean, I have a couple agents, but they're generating their own business right now. I've never really been, really excited about herding cats and taking on new agents that don't have experience, that need a lot of babysitting. But that may be something.
Mehmet, please understand that this is the man that you've been trying to impress. Yes. You guys need to level yourselves properly.
And that I'd be interested in doing at some point, in the future.
But apart from that, are you happy with where you're at right now? Like
Why the fuck are you bringing in negative rapport? Are you happy
I
with
don't
where
know.
you're at right now? Way too late. Not appropriate. I want to know how much money this motherfucker's making and how much he's not making. Then I'll go into negative rapport.
sources, are they coming at a steady rate? Are they high quality, would you say?
You're asking way too many questions, not looking for specific answers, not effective. We need to know fact, 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 fact. You are a professional businessman. You're not here to waste time. You need to know the numbers to know if you can work with him. And if you can work with him, you'll show him what the fuck you do. Right? You can do it in a nice way. That's perfectly fine. but you have to be to the point.
I'm pretty good at vetting leads or vetting clients and eliminating time wasting people. But I'm doing it my way.
This guy's a retard.
And I've done this for 20 some years, so I think that's helped that I've had that I've been in the business for 2 decades and have made a lot of mistakes in the past that I've learned from and they've helped me to be more efficient with my time.
One point of negative rapport, I would say you've been doing this for 2 decades. Are you happy with where you're at? When you look like retrospectively, if you were to look back from where you started and where you imagine yourself to be today, it is a hard, tough question, right? Done correctly. Oh, pulling pain fucking galore. No, I'm not.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Did you say you would pull the pain here?
No. I wouldn't do it. I've got it in the bank. So I now have it as an option, right? You've been in this for 20 years. Take it back from when your first year in real estate. Did you expect yourself to be in a position that you're in now? Or did you expect it to be further? Right? That will hurt. That there will hurt like a motherfucker. What have you been doing for the past 20 years? And then we go in. Could you have been doing more? So why didn't you? What have others been doing? So on and so forth. I would pull pain and make him just rethink his entire life.
And how long would you be making that negative report?
Realistically,
10
about
minutes?
3 to 5 minutes on that point. Because I just want him
in that point.
I just want him to feel pain.
Okay.
I just want him to solicit like the deep feeling of pain that he has not done enough in the past 20 years. And that's why he is where he is.
So that would be in that point or in the whole negative report?
Can you guys hear that? Idiot. So sorry. Hey, look. Stop snoring. Monocle. No, I would pull it up for 3 to 5 minutes because I'm going to use other points of pain. Because the second I say, why didn't you do it? Like, are you happy with where you like what you've done and the point to which you've accomplished? He's about to give me so much more pain to go into. Right? The second he says, no, I could have done more. So why didn't you? Right? So why didn't you push yourself to the max? Do you believe other people who started at the same point as you did are further? So why aren't you further? He'll be pissed with all my questioning. I'll say, you have to understand, I need to know who you are in order to know who I'm helping. That's why I'm asking these questions. It will make him feel super uncomfortable. It will maximize the likelihood of close. Because this guy's a fucker.
And the whole negative report, how much would be?
I don't see it going past 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
I don't see it going past. But I still need a lot more facts. That's why I save it in the bank, because I need to know how much he's making, how many deals, what's the structures, so on and so forth. Like, I need to know the maths in order to close them.
Now. But I mean, anybody in this industry, I would assume would always want, higher quality, more efficient leads.
100%. So you say you're doing all the vetting yourself, like all yourself, basically.
Right.
What the fuck did you gain by that question, man?
No, like with here, I'm just like, it was the motivation phase. So I was just trying to get him like to basically say his problem in the business or why he's on the call in the first place. And then I'm going to move into like the positive rapport.
No, he's a fucktard who doesn't do anything with his life. Like, this is very obvious from the fact that he said he's just looking, and when he's in the position, he'll try, maybe. He wants his options for when things are good.
Well, I mean, with the help of lenders and pre-qualifying and if it's a cash buyer, then, confirming their source of their liquid source of pulling cash from.
What is wrong with his eyes? So his process of fucking vetting is once they've proved to me that they have all the cash for a house and I know the source, that's when I know they're vetted. So I'm very good at vetting people. This guy's a fucking retard. His verification for vetting is knowing everything. That's how anyone would fucking vet anything.
To make purchase, confirming their solvency. but yeah, I mean, that's, I've been responsible for that, obviously, making sure that happens early, and that I'm comfortable with the information that I'm getting before I continue to invest time and energy into a client. And this is particularly speaking about buyers in this case. I prefer listing and prefer working with sellers. But when it's a hot market and listings aren't on the market long, inventory is hard to come by. I tend to work more buyers because the ratios are different. When it's a neutral market, I tend to naturally work with more sellers because I get recommended to people who want to sell their property fairly often as a good point of contact. So if it were up to me, I'd do all the listing and I'd hand all the buyers to people I've trained. And if it were up to me, but I'd probably 50-50 right now as far as working with sellers versus buyers.
50-50, but you'd rather work with more sellers, and if you got a team, send over buyers to the other agent.
Why are you confirming stuff that is very obvious?
Yeah, I know that's a bad habit.
Is this part of your in-depth psychology that you were referring to last time?
Nah.
I think so. I think I'd rather manage a team that works with the buyer. I mean, ideally, ultimately, if I could find the right people.
This guy's a lazy fuck. He's literally saying, when it's hard work, I'm happy to give it to other people. When it's easier work, I'll do it myself. I want to know how many deals he's closed. Then I would go into shit. I would just have fun. Dennis.
About the positive report, if he gave you some sort of a nugget or something that you can pull pain from it, should you just jump into it, or you should wait? No. Or
I want all the facts, right? When you're going to war with somebody, you don't act when they act. You need to know the whole picture, and then you have all of the fucking ammunition. If I go in on him and I don't have all the context, I may look like an idiot. I may say something that is not correct. As an example, they can say, oh, they've closed 6 deals this past year. I go into fucking negative report, and then I find out that every deal was 2 million plus. Then I look like a fucking idiot because they're an intellectual buyer that work on the super high end.
Okay, understand.
Is that likely to happen? No, but I need to know all the facts and metrics because it gives me more weapons.
Okay, but let's say something like, he gave you some sort of, I don't know, let's say with those 20 years, as you mentioned, would you follow up right away, or would you wait?
Okay, it's in the back. It's in the back.
Okay.
Right, because I'm actively listening. I'm studying. Who is this person? Right? Okay. Because I'm not trying to go through one random flow, which is like a script that everyone fucking uses. I'm trying to close the person. And to close the person, I need to understand, who am I speaking to? What are your weak points? What are your strong points? What can I leverage? What can I not leverage? It's a very complicated game of chess. I need to see all of their moves, and then I make my move.
Okay. And yeah, I understand. Can you just give me some sort of example to, after the positive report, how would you basically continue with that, or how would you start pulling the pain, the transition?
So nice and simple transition. Okay. So I've got all the metrics, got an understanding of that. Just a few more questions. Now, you made a point that you've been doing real estate for the past 20 years, and you closed 10 deals in the past year. Now, obviously, the market may play into it. My question is more, when you started in your first year, did you imagine you'd be here 20 years later? It's an uncomfortable question. It is hard hitting to shit. Ask it correctly, he's going to shit himself. You have to understand that have you guys ever seen the crazy hot scale? Like when it comes to women, right? This is my scale where it's pain and the amount of money you collect. The more pain, the more money you will collect. This is just a fact, right? You can clear someone's bank account with enough pain solicited inside them. However, the more pain you solicit, the more likely they are to drop off of a call. I've had many people that I've trained get people crying on calls, and they're like, but let's reschedule this, right? Because they're in way too much pain. But that's not a bad thing. The fact is, you will close at a much higher percentage rate when you utilize proper sales tactics and you go aggressive than when you don't. So fuck it, let's go aggressive. There's a reason that no one likes a fucking sales guy. So be the fucking reason. Because that sales guy is good at sales.
Okay, got it.
I feel like if I was better with skills, I could have made this guy cry. Like towards the end, he was like going like really deep, and then like if I was like better, I know like I probably would have made this guy cry. Like, he started talking about life stories and stuff like that.
Okay, let's see how that handles.
And also, when he, let's say, became annoyed or something, you should just tell him that, as you said, something along the lines that you are here to help him. You just need to know with who are dealing.
Yes. But you don't
Okay,
have to
okay.
say helping in a bitch way. I need to understand everything before I get into a system. I'm very good at what I do. I'm not here to judge you. I don't care if you've got 1 million in the bank or if you've got 1,000 in the bank. If I see that I can help you, I will help you. Right? But I need to know that I can help you.
Okay, okay, yeah. Got it.
Thank you.
That have the right, personalities and the right characteristics and the right drive. I'd rather train them to work with buyers, and I can work with specific buyers, but lead generated buyers. Be nice if I had a team that I could trust and that I molded and that I managed that could work with the buyers potentially.
Yes. Yes, you don't have a team that helps you kind of not like qualifying in terms of like finance wise, but like in terms of saving you time. I have nothing like that.
Not right now. I don't have.
Why are you asking him fucking stupid questions? How many deals does he close? What's his average listing price? What is his conversion rate? What is his method to get fucking leads? What the fuck do we know about this person other than the fact that they're a useless human being?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. in a couple.
You've got nothing on him. It's been 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and you have nothing on him.
Have it structured right now. No, I'm a maverick. I'm sort of a one man.
Did he call himself a fucking maverick?
Yeah.
I would rip this guy. This guy's GG, good game. You call yourself a maverick, but you've closed 10 deals. Or whatever many deals. You call yourself a maverick, but you don't have A, B, C, D in place. I'm just curious. What do you mean by that? Right? When there's, and okay, this guy hasn't been delusional yet, but you get delusional prospects who really believe the shit they feed themselves. With those prospects, you gotta get them to taste the truth, like the full truth, and then you close those people. Let's see if it's delusional or not.
Show, in a lot of ways. Just because.
Why are you smiling, Ahmed? I saw you smile there. Why are you smiling?
I have a team that helps you kind of not like qualifying in terms of like finance wise, but like in terms of saving you time.
How many times did you say fucking like in one sentence?
I have nothing like that.
Not right now. I don't have it structured right now. No, I'm a maverick. I'm sort of a one man show, in a lot of ways. Just because.
So that why?
I was trying to stop myself. I was trying to stop myself from laughing when he said that.
Laugh at him.
Okay.
The clients and the type of clients that I tend to work with tend to like sticky representation. So, I end up working with a lot of people that are high caliber clients, but demand, that I'd be able to pick up the phone at 2 o'clock in the morning if I need to, or weekends don't mean weekends, and so I'm kind of accustomed to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and obviously, like with a one man show, you can't really like. There's a certain extent
you can't really like. Sure. I thought you said this was a fucking good sales call.
It is. It gets better in it, like because like this part, I was trying to get motivation out of him, so I was trying to.
What motivation? He's a retard. The only reason he can work these fucking hours is because he doesn't fucking social life, because people don't talk to him because he's sticky.
He can grow to you without having someone there.
Look at you feeding. Look at his face. Look at the depth of your stupidity as you justify his own funding. Look, he looks like Gollum. Look at that.
So I'm kind of accustomed to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and obviously, like with a one man show, you can't really like. There's a certain extent you can grow to without having someone there, like not even just agents, but like let's say like an ISA team that can handle like all the qualification process, and then we handle all the deals and closing them basically. Because you want to make money, no?
What the fuck are you doing? Why are you talking about your service? Why are you trying to big it up? This is not a fucking useful thing to do. Yes, because you're just speaking to a retard, and you're not saying you're like, yeah, it's going really well, but you're capped, aren't you? It makes a fucking strange face.
You want to make money?
Sure.
That's all you really care about. Like,
you want to make money. That's all you care about. Yeah. Are we selling drugs? Are we selling drugs, Mehmet?
If someone comes to you saying, "Oh, I want to sell my house," boom, bow, you take it 100.
What the fuck? Boom, bow. You fucking idiot. Boom, bow.
Rather than someone who might make a little bit more money, but it can end up not falling through. So you like, so that's the reason why. But what's the average home value?
What the fuck? You made no point. Said boom, bow. Yes, that's the reason why. And you realize you fucked up. So what's the average home value? Finally, we got into the sales call. 7 minutes in.
That you're normally working with.
800, 750, 800.
Okay.
Good. How many deals?
And what areas are you covering?
What difference does it make to you what fucking areas he's covering?
I don't know.
You don't know his areas. He lives in buttfuck middle of nowhere.
Western and the coast and the mountains of North Carolina. I'm on both ends. I have a firm on the coast, and then I also have a firm in the mountains. I spend more of my time in the mountains.
Okay.
The other two agents in my firm spend most of their time on the coast. I only take specific clients on the coast of North Carolina personally. The rest of them, I usually the other two guys under my purview to take them, and that's listings and buyers.
Okay, and what's your average gross commission from a single deal?
Percentage?
Percentage and the actual amount as well.
Gross? What's fucking gross, Ahmed?
It's like how much they get like before it's like the amount before their profit, before their expenses, basically.
So why don't you just ask him the fucking net?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's co-broke 3% of 750, 800, 20,000 maybe.
Okay. Perfect. And so in terms of marketing, what have you actually done, like in terms of bringing in new lead sources in?
How many deals has he closed? How many deals has he closed?
I didn't ask him. I just asked him like,
So how the fuck do we know how much money he makes if we don't know how many fucking deals he closed?
I asked him how much he's making a year. Like in the past, like 12 months, how much has he made?
And whatnot.
I mean, I have a paid lead generation situation with Realtor.com. That's really it right now. I have something that I set up with set schedule, but I haven't even started using it yet. I just have.
Okay, we need to know the conversion rate on the Realtor.com based on how many leads, like from how many people he gets from Realtor.com, how many does he close? It's very important.
I really had time to dig in and learn it and understand it. Time issue, you know.
Okay. So Realtor.com, how's that going for you?
Great.
Bullshit question. What does it mean? How's that going for you?
No, I wanted to see if it's going good, bad, like the quality, you know.
So you can, but all you need to do is ask him. Let's say you get 100 leads or 10 leads from Realtor.com. How many end up closing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't complain. It may just be. I hear a lot of people say that it doesn't work well for them, but for me, it's been fantastic. It may just be luck of the draw. It may be just the right personality fit. I don't know, but so far so good. With Realtor.com. I'm not,
Okay.
I'm not fortunate with them, but for a one-man show, spending X $100 a month is something that I wouldn't do lightly.
X 100. That is painful.
Okay. And you're paying how much for Realtor.com?
400 or 500 a month.
400-500 a month. Okay.
Big problem. He said he wouldn't take it lightly, right? Which means my math says he's not closing a lot of deals, because if a deal value is 20,000 and he's spending fucking $400, right, per month to get a variety of leads, it doesn't make sense that he's closing a lot of deals. The second you're closing deals and you in the profit, you feed the machine. Obviously, there'll be like diminishing returns, but nonetheless, you feed the machine.
Well, with that, people say leads get passed around a lot. That's why, like you said, I don't know it's going good for you, but a lot of people say leads get passed around, which is why they're.
What does that have to do with anything on this call? It goes well for him. Why are you fucking talking about it going bad for other people?
No, the way I was trying to in my head, I was like, I'm trying to get this guy to say these leads are not exclusive for you. They can get passed around to other people.
It works for him. It works for him.
Yeah, you said.
As an example, Tinder. All the bloody men and women get shared, but it works for some people, but not others. So what's your fucking point?
Not for me.
Getting like 1,000 dates off Tinder. Yeah, but they share them, don't they? So, some people, useless point. Like waste of fresh air. Or just speaking.
They complain about that. Same with Zillow as well. I think Zillow's coming back up now. I think they're trying to do like a rebrand, not rebrand, but like do the new system. But before, like all the leads were getting passed around the other pays more. They got first priority basically. So
yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I agree. I mean, I know up front.
Problem. You've just started a stupid conversation.
Yeah.
Big problem. You've just started a retarded conversation, and you're leaving the sales school, which is useless, and you're not gaining anything by it.
I think with Realtor.com, if you know what you're buying, you know whether or not you're buying shared leads or unshared leads.
Yeah.
So I know when I'm getting a lead that could potentially be shared or not, and I value the unshared leads more than the shared leads.
Okay. And but you're having to vet these leads, correct? Also, they've come in, they're not already vetted. You can have to vet them.
Yeah.
How the fuck would they be vetted? You can't even give them fucking vetted leads. Do you understand that you can't give him vetted leads because you can't run checks on the fucking prospects?
Yeah.
So what's your point?
Obviously, but in my head, it's like qualification, like me qualifying.
It's like you're competing for another guy. No, like for a girl. Yes, and there's another guy who's not a millionaire. You're not a millionaire. And your point is, he's not a millionaire, is he?
Yeah.
Does that make any fucking sense? No.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it takes me about 5 minutes most times to vet them.
Okay.
At least to pre-vet them. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, it's gonna flesh itself out. There's sometimes things come up, even with vetted leads. Obviously, sometimes things come up because you're still, you're still partially trusting the person that you're getting the information from, in addition to verifying. But yeah, I do my own vetting.
okay.
On .com leads.
Okay, but these leads are not exclusive to you, correct?
Most of them are.
So like before they come to you, they already know who they're gonna be working with.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So do they get to pick and choose who they want to work with or not?
No.
They don't get to choose pick who they want
Well,
to
I mean, they can choose.
What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I realize now it's a stupid question. Like, it's stupid questions, isn't it?
We've had 3 minutes out of 12, which is maybe good.
Choose whatever they want to choose. But as far as what Realtor.com does is, you understand the system. They inquire about a property. If I'm paying for zip codes,
Yeah.
so if somebody inquires about a property in a zip code that I'm paying for unshared leads in, then they get sent to me. If they inquire about a property in a zip code where I'm paying for shared leads for, then they'll get sent to me and whoever else is also paying for shared leads in that zip code. And it's just a matter of who gets to them first or who makes the best impression. I'm pretty good at making good impressions, so
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't like sharing leads, but I don't mind it because I know my competition, and
Yeah.
I know 9 times out of 10 they're going to end up with me. So it saves me money, but it's another step of work, another step of
Perfect. I want to know his conversion rate on the leads. From how many leads he gets, I want to know his conversion rate. Another point to shit on.
of unsurety, or if I can't get to it right away and it's a time issue, then then maybe that shared lead goes somewhere else. But if I close one deal a year as a shared lead, one deal a year as an unshared lead, with what I'm spending with Realtor.com, I paid for it. So everything over that is free money for me.
Yeah.
Not free money. I'm sorry, I should say that. Not free money, but it's over and above what I'm paying for that I'm getting from Realtor.com. That's the cheese, the cream.
Okay, but would you not say it'll be more beneficial for you instead of the leads? You having to get the leads from Realtor.com, where instead of that, the leads already know your name and have come to you directly. Would you find it more beneficial because you're standing out, you're putting your name out there in front of the prospects, you're putting your.
What the fuck are you
I don't know
doing?
what. Basically, I don't know. Like,
You're trying to pre-frame him to agree to everything that you're going to do, but you're doing it completely fucking wrong. What you're trying to do, you need him to say everything that you're saying. As an example, what would be the best version of Realtor.com for you? Now, I don't recommend you to go down that fucking route because there's too many variables, but what you're doing is relatively useless.
Your like the area that you are, like you're gonna have like lots of different agents, different competitors. You're gonna have a lot of competition. So when leads are coming directly to you, that's easy money right there.
If they stay, if they close, sure.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Then are you happy with the current growth for your business right now?
The current what?
The current growth for your business.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. And well, you said you were doing something else. You said Realtor.com, but you said you were doing something else that you didn't really have much time for. What was that?
Set schedule.
What's that? Please elaborate a bit.
I don't know that much about it yet. I just you choose. What I know about it so far is that you choose an area, a location, and then you have a radius around it, and it's a lot. They're a lot more, the fact that they're seller, but I just haven't started using it yet because I'll start the process of learning it.
It's 1,700 a year, but
to speak.
Okay, so and how much are you paying for the set schedule?
It's like 1,700 a year, I think.
1,700 a year, but you've not seen any ROI yet because you haven't had time to use it.
Right, I haven't activated it yet.
Okay, so one of your main concerns is you ain't got no time for yourself. You ain't got no time to close the leads. Essentially, you're gonna have so much time, especially if you're bringing in loads of leads as well. You're gonna bring in loads of leads, but then you gotta chop that time. Go.
How many leads is he bringing in a month, Mahmoud?
I haven't asked him that.
So how the fuck do we know he's got so many fucking leads? We
What's
don't.
that?
We don't know that he has so many leads. We don't.
We vetted them, and then some of them are gonna fall through. Now, So
I mean, time is something that you can't. There's only so much time. You can't add hours to days. You can't add days to weeks.
I really hope you guys just start talking about time. It just be inspiring.
So time is you can't buy more time. Time is invaluable.
But would you say if there was an opportunity, let's say, for you to invest money to save more time, would you do so?
I would consider it.
You wouldn't do so?
I would consider it. Yeah, I would consider it. Sure. It depends on the what I'm investing in. I'm not just gonna say yes blindly, but I would certainly consider that time. Time becomes more and more valuable. The farther I could get along.
100%. Like I said earlier, there's only a certain place you can go where only man, when like a lot of time.
I realize I talk too much.
Yeah, look at this. I as a joke, I spoke like you guys might fucking start talking about fucking time. Yes, and look at you start fucking talking about time.
But when they could go into closer the deals and making money, which is essentially what you want, instead like doing the dirty work, let's say like the labor work of, you know.
Yeah.
But how much revenue are you at? Like, let's say last 12 months, how much revenue have you been at?
Shit, I don't know. I haven't even had time to sit down and figure it out.
Okay.
I don't know. You mean personally?
Yeah,
Or
personally.
my firm?
Yeah, personally.
I don't know, 150, 200, 100, somewhere in that range.
Okay. And what's stopping you from getting that further?
Time.
Time. So that's your main time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, time and you know, I have a life and I have personal things and you know, that's all sort of tied into time, I guess. So I think time is the easiest answer for that.
Have you got kids?
Time, not that I know of.
Where you was a little up here in the past or something. No, but so you said family then?
Yeah, family, yeah, sure.
Let me
Family,
be
I'm not married, I don't have any kids.
Yeah, but like just family in general though.
Yeah, family, friends.
Family, friends.
Yeah.
So you're doing it out here doing the dirty work, but you can have someone else do the dirty work for you and spend time with your family. That's like, would you say that's a main concern for you?
I'd say that would be a priority. Sure.
So what would you do? Let's say you've got this time in your hands, what would you do?
Well,
Mehmet,
what I'd like to
you're
say
a
I would do
retard.
is do more of the things that I want to do that I'm putting off because of work.
Why are you selling pleasure?
There's a good chance I'll just do more work, you know, which would just mean
This is the cheapest fuck, and you're trying to sell him pleasure. He said $400 is a lot of money, and you're trying to sell him pleasure. He's not paying VIP package for pleasure.
get more money. So it'd either be one or the other.
Yeah. What would you ask?
Use more time.
The proper questions, and then I would have made him feel like shit for being a useless twat.
For example?
The 20-year thing. How many deals are you closing? What is your conversion rate? Because you said it was very high. So if you get 10 leads, that you deal with, how many are you closing? So on and so forth.
To make more money, but I'd like to say I'd use more time to do things outside of work that I want to do or that I need to do. You know, work on properties that I own, visit people I haven't seen in a long time.
100%. No, because as a real estate agent, it's like kind of being like a business owner. Like, it's like, it's like a business owner, even though you have a brokerage or whatever, it's still like a business owner. You do your own thing. And with that, yes, people want to be a workaholic and they want to do this and want to be the best. Obviously. So you want to be an agent and you don't want to be the best. Am I wrong?
I mean,
No, because I don't know, like, the thing is, yeah, I know I should be asking questions for them to answer, but I don't know how to quite word it into, like, actually, because then basically I just tell them how to think, which is not good. I should really be asking the questions, but then I can't think of it.
They need to tell you how to think, not you fucking tell them how to think.
Yeah, but like, I should be asking them the question for them to say it rather than I tell them what to, like.
Yes.
the competitive side of me when it comes to competing with other agents in the industry.
Hey, this is shit sales call. Zachary, you
Right, I was gonna pull out so much pain at the end, bro. Man, he started talking about car crashes and stuff like this.
What the fuck does a car crash have to fucking do with anything?
Like he's not gonna time, he can't, like, I don't know, he got in a car crash and he can't spend time with his family, and
He doesn't have a family. He's a disappointment of the family. He's an old barren man with no kids. He's the uncle who couldn't get a wife.
yeah, tree saber.
No, but that's what you need to pull the pain on.
Yeah.
I'm happy to just keep watching.
No, that's alright, innit?
Okay. You pull pain.
It's less important to me now than it was 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I think I'm more concerned about not looking back in 20 years and saying, shit, what have I done other than work? So yeah, I mean, I'm somewhere in between those two. But yeah, both are relevant.
But so you say sort of putting so much time on work every day and
It's just that I talk too much. I just elaborate
locate
too
time
much.
and financial freedom would be something you'll go. You can spend more time with your family.
Absolutely.
Okay. And we didn't say you were making 150 to 200. Where are you hoping to get that to in the next 12 months' time?
I don't like to set specific goals.
I brought pleasure and then I went back to pain. I think that's where I went wrong.
I'm keen to see the pain.
Serve to limit you on one hand, and it can serve to disappoint you on the other hand. So I just try to be healthy about my growth. But I do want to grow. So I'd like for that to grow because a year is a year. Same amount of seconds, same amount of days, same amount of minutes. And if I'm able to earn more revenue in that year, next year than I did this year than I did last year, then that should mean that I have more flexibility with my time. And each year that passes, I have less time ahead of me. So the time becomes that much more important. It's one more year gone on my allotment of time. Whoever holds the allotment cards and makes those decisions, whatever entity it is, it's probably already been pre-decided as to how long I'm going to be here. And I just know that that makes sense. Abstract.
You guys are also talking about God now.
Putting it, but yeah, of course, I want to make more money next year than I made this year, and this year than last year. And then that would allow me more freedom and flexibility.
Okay. But let's say you've done something in order to get you some more time on your hands. So, but then be making more money than you.
Why the fuck are you bringing back up this fucking point on fucking time about saving fucking time?
Because in my mind, his pain was that he ain't got time on his hands for
No,
family.
his
That's like
pain is that he's a degenerate, useless individual who doesn't have anything up to fucking offer the market. He's been here for fucking 20 years. He's exaggerating how much he's making. He's saying he's the best, but he's not. Right?
So what would
If
you say in order to pull that
no, no,
out?
no. Okay, Mehmet. Do the maths.
Yeah.
If he's pulling 150, right? So it's 150 he's making annually, right? And he makes 20K per deal. How many deals has he closed in a year?
Like 5, 6,
How many months are in the year?
12.
So what does that tell us?
He's doing like one every 2 months.
And you wanna sell him time?
Mm.
Seems like he's got enough fucking time. He's
Yeah.
just not very fucking good at what he does.
Juicy.
And that's the pain that we need to pull.
Mm.
You're done, but doing less work. Someone who's doing the hard dirty work for you, like I said, the labor work, and then you're doing closing the deals essentially. Go there, close the deal. Obviously, you want to build some rapport with your clients as well. So I'm not saying that you want to know they want to know who they're working with, so you can offer a good service. But you've got that time in your hands, you can spend time with your family.
Also, I would call him out on the lying. He's definitely lying because he's not going to be spending 400, right? He's basically spending 1% of what he's making in order to make more, right? So on the basis that he's making 150, right? He's spending what 3,600 to make 150,000, and he doesn't want to double that to double the other number. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up. So something doesn't work here.
But
Right.
I think that's gross.
Even with net, right? Even with the net. Avera, if you put in 10,000 and you made 100,000 from that 10,000, what would you do immediately?
Invest.
Would you put 20,000 down?
Yeah.
So why isn't this guy doing it? Doesn't
He's
make
lying,
sense.
maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
There we
yeah.
go. It doesn't fucking make sense. Right? And he also said that he is the best. He will close and beat all his competition. I don't fucking believe that. His maths doesn't maths.
Spend some time with friends. Spend some time enjoying yourself so you don't regret later on in your life. And then
A nice easy way to figure out is I would ask him, $400 is what you're spending on Realtor.com. How many leads does that get you? Or what's your price per lead? On average, how much are you paying for one person that you speak to? Right? He'll give whatever figure. Let's break down the maths and just make this a whole maths equation. Based on what you're saying, you have an X conversion rate, so on and so forth. I thought you said you're the best. And I would just go on a downward spiral. Because this call doesn't make, it's not too deranged, but it doesn't make that much sense. Or there's flaws in what he's saying. And Mehmet keeps talking about time and gold. Sam.
Or when we're pulling pain, does it have to be really obvious and in their face, or can it be a little bit more like a Jedi mind trick kind of thing, where kind of guiding them there a bit with questions?
Well, case by case.
Okay.
Sometimes you got it. It's very case by case. If someone's very delusioned, you have to put them in their place from a position of hierarchy. Right? I do this a lot. What the fuck are you doing with your life? So on and so forth. What you're saying does not make sense. I'm happy that you can just end up leaving this call and doing nothing with your fucking life, or you can actually be helped because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Then there are other cases where you want them to tell you the truth and you, to an extent, play stupid. Or there's a way of Socratic questioning where you come from a point of curiosity, allowing them to go deeper and deeper and deeper. There's multiple ways to do it. The Jedi trick would be the Socratic questioning method. But it would be case by case, and it also depends on your competence on pulling pain.
Cool. Okay. So maybe just start more aggressive just to learn it, and then kind of ease
Honestly,
off as you get better.
Always go aggressive. When it comes to sale, when it comes to tonality, just go 100%. Go 100% every time in the beginning, because the sweet spot is so much closer to 100% than it is to 0. Again, the sweet spot is so much closer, and rather than pussyfooting from 0 to 10 to 20 to 30, you can just go fucking 100 and knock it down a few points, and you'll hit it.
Sure. Okay. So go like 110%, and then dial it back a bit.
Yes, but then you need to make sure it doesn't come as you don't make it into a dick measuring contest or a pissing contest, right?
Okay.
Don't bring egos into it, because then that's where like it becomes an aggressive call. It just doesn't work out.
Sure. Okay. Is there any like mindsets to do that, or just
kind of try it and see how it goes.
What do you mean mindset? As in, how to
So
think?
like when you're going 110% and you don't want to bring your ego into it, is there a way of thinking about that, or you just kind of go for it and see what happens?
The way to think is I need to understand you to the depth. Like put it like I want to get to know my prospect to their deepest like point. What are all of your weaknesses? And that's what I'm hunting for. And I will relentlessly hunt for it. Doesn't mean I'm being aggressive, but I will aggressively hunt for it. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
That's how you look at it. Alvaro.
Yeah, I don't know if you answered this question. What tonality would you use in the report? Curiosity.
Yeah. Not always, but more often than not, yes.
Okay. Can I tell you quickly my questions for positive report, and you tell me if they are good?
Can we do it after?
Yeah.
Because it's just it's a slight derail from this. But I'm happy to just put it in the chat. I will do it after. Ruben.
And the time he's been in the market for, he said 20 years. Would you advise kind of bringing in time in the market for all the sales calls we hop on to see if we can try pull pain from that?
It's a tactic to use, but use it sparingly because it won't always be good. Right? Like, please take note. If someone has been horribly sick for the past fucking 3 years, you can't use it as a negative report. Right? You can, but not that much. Right? So you can have it as a like a question in the bank. You can't always use it. Alvaro. Another question?
Me? No.
Alonso.
I see.
I have 3 appointments for tomorrow. Basically, I'm gonna have to convince the realtors to work more like you work in the United States, like you do a search for the buyer leads. So
Yeah.
what are because as I told you, here in Peru, they say I only want to sell my houses, my listings. I don't want any other
Okay.
leads for those. So
Alonso.
what would be some good negative report questions in order for them to convince them to work like that, like you
You
work in the
need
US.
to double check how the commissions work. Double check if they can make commissions off other houses. If they can't, it doesn't work. But the way you would do it is going down 2 routes. One route is how bad do you want it? The bubble of how bad do you really want it? Do you want to be the first? Like the number one, right? And the other route that you can go down is you could be doing more and you know it. It's those routes.
How bad you
it's
want
laziness. So you can be doing more and you know it. And the other one is how bad do you really want it? But I have a feeling that the commission structure is different in Peru.
No. I have worked for realtors in the summer. I work in the industry, so no. It's just they say I do a search and they end up leaving me for someone else. That's the thing.
It's a laziness
That's
thing.
their main.
It's a laziness thing.
Yeah.
It's a laziness thing. You have to rationalize it. Look, if you want to get to the top, do you recognize that you will have to be burnt more often than not? You will go through more no's than other people and you will get more yeses. It's very similar. Don't use it on a sales call, but it's very similar to the Kobe Bryant thing where it's something along the lines that he scored the most hoops, but he also missed the most hoops. I definitely butchered the terminology. Did I butcher it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, he scored hoops. Right? But then he
I'm gonna
missed.
use that, yeah.
It's not rings. It's not fucking rings, it's hoops. It's a hooper.
Bastards.
Yeah.
You're just gonna be at a different level. You're gonna be at a different level. You're probably that was that because you've got this time in your hands, and then, like I said, you break that barrier of getting to the next level because you've got a team under yourself that just.
I shit you not, Mehmet, you sound like a fucking life coach. It sounds like you're coming fucking in to be a fucking life coach.
Saving time essentially. So, and what I always believe, obviously, yes, I believe in the healthy growth of not aiming too high because if you aim too high, then yes, it can be unmoralizing if you don't hit it. But it's always good to have a goal there in your mind, and I know you've got a goal in there in your mind, just like I've got a goal in my mind, and I know I want to go hit that goal. That motivates me more to do that. Just like you something's gonna motivate you, time's gonna motivate you. But then also you want to work. I can still see you've got the eager to work as well. So you've got to go there that you want to work even harder. So what is that goal? What is do you want to make? Is it a 500,000 mark, 400,000 mark, whatever it may be? What is that mark that's gonna keep you going? And if you know you're gonna hit that, you're gonna carry on and stay motivated with it.
Again, man, it's just not my nature to set a mark. I mean, you heard me. I'm not even sure what I made in the trailing 12 months. I mean, I haven't I haven't been able to stop enough to count. I mean, I just, for me right now, I started a new firm a few years ago, and I've just been sort of buried in getting the firm up and going. I haven't really had time to even set those goals. I just want to make sure that everything's covered, everything's paid for, and I have plenty of money left over to not have to worry about, if I need to take a month off, if I get in a car accident, who knows? But I just want to make sure that I've got enough protection, financial protection around everything I've built and everything that I have and those that I care about that I don't need to keep turning the crank.
If you then follow up by saying, and you need time to do that.
Can't do it at some point. I was in that car accident 10 years ago, shut me down for about a year. And, that was an eye opener for me because, what resources I had dried up pretty quickly while I was learning how to walk again and getting spinal surgeries and then I'm not the type of person to sit still. So having to sit still for almost a year, to let myself heal was tough. And it was even tougher when I had to worry about, where I was going to, how I was going to make financial resources work for me when I couldn't do anything to bring more money in. So I think a lot of it is protection, self-protection, protection for those that count on you. And a lot of it is, I think there probably are a lot of people that sit here and tell you, I made 200 grand last year, I want to make 350 next year. How many irons out? And something to think about, what I have for this market. I mean, 700,000 is shit in Brooklyn market, Manhattan market. $4 million is a fairly high mark for a property. So, and our cost of living is much different than it is in, in the city or in LA. So it is probably 400,000. And if my average closing is 700,000, I think higher caliber deals and higher quality properties, then the time that I'm spending for closing is being better.
It's been fucking 30 minutes and you haven't shown a fucking presentation. You haven't asked all of the questions. Just blabbering.
Yeah. So I'd rather, if I'm gonna close 25 deals a year, I'd rather them be, between 750,000 and $2 million per transaction than be 150,000, $300,000 per transaction as far as real estate value, if that makes sense.
Instead of
Go ahead, sorry.
So instead of increasing the value, increasing the amount of sales you can do, increase the, it's kind of stay around the same, but increase the value of the house you're working with.
I think that would be good. I mean, that's one way to save, I think that's one way to save time or to conserve time. If I'm working on, and that's
it's like a fucking podcast. We're on a podcast here.
It's the, same concept of potentially putting a team around myself to deal with either the deals that, additional to a certain extent, this into the state.
Car accident. So which is that
I'm talking to you, it'd be nice to have a team.
If you're about to put up this fucking car accident as a fucking negative report.
Let's do the same thing.
And so if you had like a team around, obviously I know you did get in a car accident, so which was like you was kind of stopped, couldn't really do anything, obviously I'm assuming. But if you were to have that team there, you would still be financially free and help out the people you want to help out and such not. Because you got still stay for revenue because you got that team.
How the fuck does this work with what you would fucking do for him? Because he's got in a fucking car accident. Every fucking appointment you send him, he can't fucking do everything because he's in a fucking chair.
I thought I was doing good here, like with pulling the pain, but I guess not.
With the pass on to them, you're still making money. If you were in that situation again, let's say, you would still be making money and still be financially free.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. No, really.
Can you put it a little slower or smile?
I'm sorry.
If it's important.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, obviously, our ideal client is normally around
Man, this is when I started this pitch.
for about a $250,000 mark. Obviously, the reason why they normally can't get to that stages they want to get to is they don't have a reliable team. And even if they do have a team, they don't have a reliable team that's going to save them.
It's as though you learn fucking sales at university. This is really fucking painful. Like you're doing a fucking presentation to your fucking lecturer and they're going to give you a first for this presentation. And wow, you really said good words here.
Time and like you said, if you was to go into a certain position, you wouldn't be able to rely on anyone or to help you free. So why I'm extremely confident I can help you with all of this is we can produce you a team that actually helps you save time and help you build a team. Obviously, that's kind of your part, but we can help you save as much time as possible, bring you high quality, high steady for revenue each and every month, and then which you can end up passing into your other agents in the past. So you can kind of sit your feet, focus on closing the deals, and essentially spend some more time with your family, like your loved ones.
He doesn't bloody have one. He's got parents who hate him.
And you at the later on in life, you won't regret it. You said, I made my money, but I still done what most important in my heart,
Mm-hmm.
So
he made his money and did what was most important to his fucking heart.
I've not really told you what we do yet, but would you say that's a good door that what you want to do, and would you say that's a good fit if we can help you achieve that?
I'd say I'm open to hearing more about it for sure.
Perfect. So I'm gonna pull up some slides and actually
So let's have a vote. Please raise your hand if you think that was fucking dog shit.
Fuck, what's going on?
But be honest.
Put your hands down.
No. Just please take note. He said it was a very good sales call, so we need to be honest with him. Yes, that was fucking dog shit. You spent 30 minutes on a fucking podcast. Yes, you kept trying to pre-frame random shit that had nothing to do with anything. My business specializes in time. I'm going to save you time so you can spend it with your loved ones. Well, you're selling fucking life insurance.
Like, I thought I was doing a good job because he started like talking about his spending not time with family and he got in a car crash and
No, you discussed the fucking family. What the fuck does a car crash have to do with fucking anything?
because he didn't have like a team. He wasn't having a steady income. But if he had a team there, then
He's
he
got a
would
team
have.
of 2.
Yeah, but he can't give no air, no nothing to them right now. So if he had like a team of people, he could get leads. That's in my head was like that. Like if he had a team, even if he was to get in a car crash, he would have still money coming into his pocket. Or if he wanted to spend time with his family, he could do that while spending time with his like money in his pocket while spending time with family or whatever. That was
Or you
like my
told him that he needs a reliable source in order to feed the team. Why is the team staying with him? So on and so forth. I don't like bad call. I don't think you could have closed him, like regardless, because his concept of pricing was very off, and you'd have to like really fuck with his mental in order to get things to change. I think he's too old for that. I don't see that deal like closing, but you know, it is what it is. My opinion, retarded prospect, retarded seller. So, you know, both sides, terrible fucking call. Now, does anyone have any questions retrospective to that? Ask like call.
So what would you have recommended? Obviously, just not asking shit questions, but like
Shave your head as a starter. You see,
in terms of sales.
so this is one thing, right? You have to understand, and I don't mean this in a cunt way, right? You think you're good, and that's the problem.
Not good, but like I thought
No,
I
no,
was
no.
doing good at the moment.
That's the problem, right? When I'm on a sales call, it's got nothing to do with me. Me as an individual, fucking irrelevant. It's what I do, and that has nothing to do with me because I can control that. It's not about my personality. It's not about my brain. It's fundamental laws that I need to follow, and I'll close the fucking deal. Simple.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that it takes. No human is special. All of you guys will close deals. There's nothing special about closing deals. It's not hard to take money out of people. It's relatively easy, right? And that's the issue there. You're trying to go down these long ass routes that don't make sense, that don't add to the close, right? You're burning valuable time, and that's the issue there. You have to look pragmatically, how can I get the most in the least amount of time? Because that's what's going to portray me as the most competent. And you just follow it like a formula. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to remove yourself from the equation. You are not good because there's a way to get it done. You're not special. Do you get my point?
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
Right? As an example, you can say that you're really good at a video game, but you're just really good at learning the combos that are required and pressing fucking combos. But it's got nothing to do. It's combos that were pre-programmed into a game. You just know how to play the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sales is a game. It's a dance. You just have to practice and follow the laws.
And how do I go about asking the right questions? Because with that, like when I was talking too much, I was basically trying to get him to admit stuff. But obviously, that's the wrong way to go. So how do I go about asking the right questions or
Because
asking the right
you
follow-up
don't.
questions?
You need to know what you're looking for, and you're trying to go too deep, which is leading you to go into the wrong direction. You're trying to go into a psychology. You're trying to get him to pre-frame, right? Why? Why are you trying to get this is a great way to put it. Why the fuck are you trying to reinvent the wheel? Many entrepreneurs do this. It's a waste of fucking time. Do not try to reinvent the wheel. Do not be special, right? Who here has become an entrepreneur to be special versus to make money?
Make money.
So why are we trying to be special? Why are we reinventing the wheel? Why are we trying to be different? Right? As an example, all of you guys here, I can pinpoint all of you guys into data, right? And know and remove you as humans and know what variables need to change. As an example, track your cold calling, review your calls, track the call recordings on the appointments, methodology, conversion rate, right? Let's say I've got Pedro, right? I can just adjust Pedro's metrics by spending 2 hours with him on cold calling. And all of a sudden, his metrics go up. But it's got nothing to do with him. I can just see that his metrics are off. Does that make sense? And that's a much better way to look at it. It's like dehumanizing the whole situation. You have to dehumanize the sales, remove yourself from it, and just follow the fucking laws, and then you close. Does that make sense? It's similar to a script. It's just a lot more complicated, right? It's a behavioral script, and that's what you need to follow.
So
The amount
based
of
on that,
yeah,
no, go on.
I believe if I was to edit those 30 minutes and just they cut everything out and only leave the valuable questions that you asked, I believe we would have had a 5-minute call from those 30 minutes. Everything else was stretch psychology.
Yeah.
Right? As an example, you literally said, I did really well. So you have an opinion. Why do you have an opinion?
So
Do you
just
get my
in my,
point?
yeah.
Right? It's nothing to do with having an opinion. When you make a fucker cry, they cry. When someone closes, they close. If you did not, they, you have first place and you have fucking second place. Do you believe in second place trophies?
No.
Did you close the deal?
No.
So why the fuck was that a good call?
Yeah.
And it's not in a bad way, but that's a standard that you have to hold yourself to. Do you think the people at the top say, oh, I tried really hard on that deal, feel good about myself? No.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking close, fucking bullshit. Didn't close for as high as it could, fucking bullshit. Who's getting fired? Who's getting fucking let go? That was fucking dog shit. Because it's all about variables and it's human error more often than not that results in failure. Granted, I don't think you could have closed.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I don't think I could have closed. Because he was very disillusioned. Someone's trying to play bloody footsie with me. Disgusting.
Dissolution?
Huh?
Dissolution?
The solution?
What does mean?
No, Zach tried to play footsie with me. I got disgusted by it.
No, you said you couldn't close because he was
Oh,
very disillusioned.
he's disillusioned. It doesn't make sense that he would spend $3,600, right? Call it a lot of money to make him 150,000. It doesn't make sense unless he's got other costs that he's not talking to us about or other investment plans or some long-term strategy. There's a chance it's a long-term strategy with his team, but then he's doing it wrong, right? Too much didn't make sense, but at the same time, we didn't have enough variables. I don't know what his closing rate is. I don't know how many leads he's dealing with monthly. So it's harder to tell, right? But based on the metrics there, I couldn't have closed him. I would need to know a lot more in order to close him. All right. Sofiane.
So just for clarification, when Mehmet's going for this call and it's 30 minutes and you said that you can just cut out the questions that don't matter and just leave the ones that matter will be 5 minutes, is it because of the follow-up questions that he's asking, or is it just the questions that, it doesn't
Mehmet talked about fucking time 3 times. God got brought into the equation. Do you know when God got brought into the equation?
Yeah.
No, it was when he was making reference to like we all have an allotted amount of time on this planet or some shit.
Yeah.
This is a sales call. What like my Lord is number one, right? But what on earth? Why is it in the sales call? Right? There was so much fluff and bullshit, and Mehmet tried to sell that personality. Yes. Also, other points is that Mehmet decided to talk about a fucking software that had nothing to do with fucking anything, right? Which wasn't being used. He was also talking about fucking realtor.com being bad for other people after the fucking prospect said it was good for him. And he already acknowledged it was bad for other people. Mehmet just parroted that and tried to argue it, right? On top of that, Mehmet started saying shit that he can't even offer. But are they all like fully pre-qualified? Like, do you know their financing? As though he can fucking offer financing, right? Like a lot of it was not fucking useful. And then
yeah,
you went down. You ended up trying to sell this man time. Like,
I thought that was like the biggest pain he had. So like, I just
no, you created that pain.
Yeah, true.
You created it. Right? His
But
pain
ba-
is that his pain is that he is incompetent. He
Yeah.
may believe, even though I wouldn't say he did, he may believe that time is his biggest enemy, but it's not. It's his insecurities. What are his insecurities? What makes him tick? What makes him think other people are judging him? Why isn't he good enough? He knows he can be
Yeah.
better. What is he now? That's what we want to fucking go for. That's a fucking juggler. Like, that's the stab, right? You're not insecure because you're fat. You're insecure because of what people think about you being fat. Now, what do they think about you? And that's what you fucking go down and you keep stabbing down that route. How does it make you feel? How do you think they, so on and so forth? It's not, I'm not calling you fat. I'm just referencing like a discussion
Yeah.
I had with Reese a long time ago. Some fat girl was bullying her. I told her how to happen, right? Like, you go deep into the person's soul and you crush him.
And can
And
you be
that's,
straight up like that?
huh?
Can you just be straight up like that?
No. But you have to.
Is that
It's triggering, right?
yeah?
There's so many ways to view it, and I'll articulate it differently now. It's triggering people. It's saying specific words that will trigger them,
Hmm.
right? And seeing what triggers them. That's when you know you've gone down the right route. They're triggered. I touched a nerve. Time to go touch it again. Let me touch it from this angle and that angle and that angle, right? Until they break down and he's come to the realization and he's admitted to you that he's fucked around for the past 20 years and his only justification of existence is handing work off to other people so he feels like he's fucking accomplished something.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. And based on the sales school, what would you like? What laws would you recommend me to go through?
Fucking positive rapport is a fucking starter, which is one of the fucking fundamental easy ones. You didn't drop any niche knowledge whatsoever. You overspoke. Vocabulary was not impressive. The amount of times I heard like, you spoke in road.
Yeah.
You were a road man, right? By the way, for all of you, it's like it's our slang for like a street person, like the ones who sell drugs and stab people, right? Like, look, like you can talk road, not on a fucking sales call.
Yeah.
You can talk like around them and them, do as you wish. Yeah, not on the fucking sales call with the fucking Americans. Tonality was relatively good. Framing was fucking terrible. Like just your physical framing, terrible ass.
Wasn't that physical?
You were flopping your hands around, like selling yourself. You might as well have just like gone like this, like useless,
Yeah.
right? You didn't come from a position of strength, and even in the beginning of that call, you literally said, "How can I make like? Are you free on weekends? I will offer fellatio."
Yeah.
Like that's how you started the call. At all points, you were in the position of weakness, offering to make this man's life better.
All right.
Which isn't a bad thing. Like, I'm happy with that call, right? Because all you have to do is take all of this, absorb it, learn it, and push yourself to not do it.
Not 100%.
Guys, I was not always good at sales. Yes, it took me a very long time to get good at sales. You aren't born good at sales, right? All of this speeds you guys up, but you have to apply the fucking, like, you could literally join a sales school, just apply the laws. Forget the fact that you're in a sales school. Just robotically apply the laws, you will close the deal. Just by focusing on the laws, because that's the formula that gets you to close. Right? Alvaro.
Can you check my questions?
Yeah, cool. I see you are working in area, but are you any other? So that's not English. You work in residential, that's fine. Okay, third question is good. What is the average? That's good. 0 plus from 10, that's good. But okay, when it comes to this, first thing you want to ask is the lead source. What are your sources from getting leads? Right? How many deals have you closed in the past year? And where do those deals come from? So what's your conversion rate based on the leads that you are getting? So if it's referrals, what's your conversion rate? Realtor.com, conversion rate. Advertising, conversion rate, so on and so forth. If you door knock, what's your conversion rate? What are your margins? How many deals are you closing annually per month? What are your targets? Right? From just those questions alone, you can go straight into negative rapport because you basically know everything about that person. Right? Obviously, you can ask more questions. What have you tried? What has worked? What hasn't worked before negative rapport? But that's pretty much all you need. That's all the metrics that you need to know whether they're doing well or whether they're doing shit. Negative rapport, handle the call. But you have to come from.
So you would ask, you would
I
ask
wouldn't.
in there.
So I wouldn't ask number one because it's redundant. Unless you are utilizing the areas, unless you have done some research just before the call, it takes 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Because it's a great opportunity to drop niche knowledge. That's the only purpose of that first question. Second question, borderline nearly every real estate agent is working in residential. So I don't think it's a necessary question. They will most likely make it clear if they're working in commercial. What is the average commission? How many deals? Your questions are good, right? And then it's just negative rapport. Real estate agents, like 90% of 75 to 90% of them are negative rapport because they're all fucking useless. You just have to get them to recognize that they're useless.
And you would add in there the lead source, and that's pretty much.
Where is your traffic coming from? Where are your leads coming from? Okay, they mentioned 4 places. Okay, how many deals have you closed in the past 12 months? Right, or the past 3 months? 3 months would be easier maths. Okay, from these lead sources, what came from where? If you can give me a rough idea, I'd like to know. Okay, what are your conversion rates based on each lead source? So let's say I send 10 on this one, 10 on that one, 10 on this one, 10 on that one. All of these are valuable questions that, from the eyes of the prospect, I am fully qualifying them. I am understanding what are they doing? Where are they at? How good are they? And please note, real estate agents will lie to you about how good they are. You have to take that into the maths. Again, they will lie about how good they are. You must take it into the maths. So if they say 30% conversion rate, knock it down to 20 and do your maths based on that, because people lie in order to make themselves seem better.
Okay. And yeah, when they ask, this is about an other thing, not about sales. So when they ask in the cold call about the upfront fee, what would you say? Do you have upfront fee?
We work on a performance basis. More than happy to explain it on the call. What is a performance basis? I don't put there's a saying in English, you don't put the cart before the horse, right? I'm not going to tell you the price without explaining the value to you. It'll take me 15 minutes to explain. Then I'll break it all down for you.
And if they, what do you say?
End the call. Because
okay,
real estate, 99% of, no, I'd say 92, 73, 71 to 92% of the time that they'll say to you, is there an upfront fee? It's because they're broke. And you're wasting your time getting broke people into fucking sales calls. Right? This is another thing that you guys have to understand about your conversion rates. Your conversion rates are wrong. Right? So as an example, let's say Mehmet sees that he's got a 15% close rate. It's actually higher because your close rates needs to be based on valid sales calls. Right? So if someone is truly unqualified and you could not close them, it is not a valid sales call, so it shouldn't be. You should not take account for it. Yeah. Okay, last 2 questions, then we're gonna call it a day, and then we can just review the remaining calls tomorrow. Adrian,
What's the recommended ad spend for roofing?
1.5 plus. Like the more the merrier. Like roofing is a cash heavy niche. You can take it up.
Okay, thank you.
JT?
Oh, we'll review my call tomorrow. That was my question.
Oh, JT, will you just come in early? We'll kick it off, yeah? And guys, tomorrow might be a double call with me because hurricanes and white people in America. I don't know. All right, so I'll see you guys all tomorrow.
So you're still having a call? Ethan isn't?
Well, apparently there's a fucking hurricane. I don't know how the fuck it works.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.